to my channel and to Craft With Me Monday. I am actually working on 2 journals today. We are going to finish up with signatures and cover is what we picked last time. And that's the end of my picking. So this one here is the one that we're going to work on the cover. And I thought I would show you. Remember when we did last week, we did the scraps and I did them in a roll? Well, this is the cover that I made from those scraps. I put it through the embosser to give it some texture. And then I added a little gold paint to it. And voila, we have a beautiful cover. Now this is a box from gum that I thought I cut it down to be the size that I wanted. And then this here is the signatures. Now I'm not positive that I am done with these signatures yet. I may take some of these pages out and add some different ones. But I believe that I used the pastels, with the exception of I was cleaning things and I found some pages from other kits that were they were there, and I thought, well, you know what? Everything can go together. It's not going to hurt anything at all. So I built 3 signatures. Isn't that pretty? Oh, I love this kit. And this kit, oh, here's another one of those sunflower ones. This kit, the pastels and the typesetter, plaster, I can't remember what it's called. But anyways, those ones are so versatile. You can put anything and everything with them. And so as I was cleaning up, I found things. And if you have been with Rose at any time at all, you probably have the same trouble as I do. I have got many, many things that are printed and didn't get used. So this is kind of going to be a journal that's going to combine a lot of things. So I thought first of all we'd work on the cover. And I kind of had a little bit of an idea. I put, this is just a paper bag, Subway bag actually, and I put it through the embosser just to give it a little texture. But I thought that I would take and use this because this book to me seems bright, and as this kit is called, jubilant. And I thought that would be a nice, I think this would go very well with these pages. And I know that I'm not using from the spring collection, but come on, look at that. I am using pages. I'm just not using some of the other things. And that's okay, because I have got lots to use, and I don't have a shortage. Okay, and I don't really know if that really did much of anything. That one's getting pretty dry too. But I thought if we kind of did some layers, and this is another one of her kits. This one was from Sunflowers, I believe. Sunflower Riviere, I don't know. Something like that. But I need a little bit of water to... I did have some water here. But... a little splash. I had a little spray bottle here somewhere, but exactly where that went, I don't know. And I probably have too much in there. But we'll let that sit in there. Yeah, that's a little better. Now we're getting some. There we go. And I know you really shouldn't add water to it, but I don't have any re-inker. And that's my ground espresso. And I have 2, and they're both the same way. So if I could find the re-inker, I would definitely do that. But I don't see it. We don't have it here. I'd have to order it, I guess. Okay. Then while we're here, let's ink this too. Now this, I thought was a really cute saying. Number one, this book to me, with using the jubilant, screams spring. It just screams spring to me. Sunflowers, well, that kind of screams fall, but I think it'll all work together. So this one here, I thought with having this little lady here, this says, be patient with yourself. Nothing in nature blooms all year. And so I thought that was really fitting, and I thought that we could work that in. And I want to texture, layer layers. And so I think something like this, but then I grabbed my quilt, and I thought that a little bit in here would be nice. Where exactly? I'm not certain, but I thought we'd play a little bit with it. I love the strings and the ratty-tatties. So if we did something like, no, maybe on this side. Let's get this out of the way. I've made a bunch of those covers. I could have used those, but I thought, let's do something new. And then I'm just going to take some cheesecloth, because, well, cheesecloth, we know cheesecloth goes everywhere. And I'm just going to spread this apart. I like it thin and ratty-tatty. There we go. And maybe if we just took and did this, a little like that, because I want that color to show through. And I want this to be down like this, and this over here. Okay, now we need that. Oops. Now we need our book back. And I think just, whoops. I need a weight on there, I think. Okay, and then, oops, where did my quilt go? There we go. Oh, there it is. So we'll just get over like this, and just a little bit here. And I need something wordy. So my radio revival special. I wonder how old this book is. I know if you, there was $2.75 each per dozen, $11 for 50, $21 for 100, $21 for 100 of these books. Well, that was a long time ago. Let's just grab one in here. It doesn't say. It doesn't have a year on it. That'd be interesting to know. But anyways, enough of that. Sidetracked. Okay, I'm just going to do a piece of this and add it where? Add it in here. So it kind of sticks out through here. Let's get rid of this for now. Let's get rid of that. And if we did this, maybe if we did, I don't want to cover up. There we go. Maybe like that. And then keep this out here somewhere, and this like so. Just a little bit. I want to keep this. Maybe we'll put this like this here. Okay, let's start building, because I think we're going to just do something like this. We're going to take and bring that out. This glue is just about done, but I'm okay with that because I want to get it used so I can get it off my desk. Okay, so I'm going to bring this out about like so. Make it somewhat straight. Okay. I'm okay with that hanging over a little bit. We're going to take this off of here. Maybe just a little bit off this corner here. There, just like so. Okay, I want this underneath too. So let's just put this right here. And I just want a little bit of it, but I want the really ratty-tatty end showing. Let's make it a little rattier. Okay, there we go. Oop, put it the right way. And we want a little less. A little less. Like so. And then, just because we can, well, let's get this piece here. Let's put a little bit of this. I always like it to look like there's lots of stuff in there. Like it's a bundle of some sort. Well, let's just stick that over here, and this over here. Stick it out on top. There we go. Like that. And then let's just do a little less here. Don't need a whole bunch. Just need a little. Just a little. Just a little. Let's get rid of this. Like so. Just a little. Yeah, I like that. Okay. And then we can see her more. So let's just put this in here. Don't overthink it too much, because boy, you can spend a lot of time thinking about how you want it to look and how you want this to be and whatnots. And then I'm going to do this whole full piece down here. Like so. No. I kind of like it just on. We're going to do like so. And we're going to put that. And we're going to bring that about like so. And then I think when we get this guy on here, this gal, we're going to keep that about like that. Do like so. Put you up a little bit, and then that gives us a little room for that. What do you think? And I don't mind it hanging over the edge here. Oop, over the edge here at all. Let's put that in behind there. Yeah. Yeah, that's a ticket. Okay. And let's just get this glued in place here while my glue is running free. Oh, I heard that. I was cutting with some scissors. They're so hard to cut with. I gotta take them back. My wrist is a little sore today. And this bottle, squeezing it isn't helping, so I think we might just call this one finished. Okay, so right now we're just going to, I think, oh, what if we do that? Let's do that. And then we can put, let's see, oh, no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. No. I don't need a sore wrist. Oh, let's get this stuff out. When all else fails. this cloth in here anyways. This will keep it down. Okay. We're just going to plop that right there, I think. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Whoops. Am I crooked? No, this is crooked. There we go. Okay, good. Now, I think maybe, let's take a little of this off. I don't need that to be so perfect, do we? Let's make it like that. Let's make it like that. A little bit. Do a little bit here. Yeah, let's do a little bit here. Make that look like that goes across there while the glue is still wet. There we go. There we go. Okay. Oh, okay. And then, do we want to put this here like this? I like that. Oh, I like that. Let's give that a little bit of a hint of a darker color. Maybe we'll put a little bit of music paper behind that too. Let's give it just that. There. Okay, let's see. Do we want to do it like that? Or do we want to do it like this? It makes a difference, you know, it does. But it does make a difference, I tell ya. Right, like so. Do we want a little piece of music sheet in there? No. Nay. Do we want some... Oh, do we want a little piece of the quilt in there? Bring that little bit in. Oh, you know what? That might even look better than the paper. I think maybe. Try that. Well, I think maybe just the paper, or just I like clusters, I really do, but I think because, well, what do you think? Bloop, get rid of that. Okay, we're going to just glue this on here. And we're just going to do it a little crooked, like so, like so. And we're going to just like so. Hey. I like that. There we go. There we go. Don't think it. Don't overthink it, right? Don't overthink it. Okay. Oh, I can see where maybe we need a little more glue right there. Right here. Oop, I glooped it. There's a lot of glue there. It's not going to move ever. And this here, just a little, so just a little. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay, good enough. That'll stay down. Okay, so now I thought the inside, I found of Rose's design this. And I thought, you know, that goes beautifully with that. So I thought, well, let's cut that down and make it to size. So I am just going to take about yay much off, I think. Like so. And get you out of the way. And I think we're going to take a wee bit off of here. Maybe about so. Good, good, good. Okay. That keeps it off and looks good. So I am going to just take and glue that right in place. Could use your double-faced tape on this too. I find that this glue does not wrinkle paper. Wrecks nails, but it doesn't wrinkle the paper. Okay, keep it lined up away from the hair. Perfect. Okay, and then I thought, because on my signatures, we have this one first. So this color here, and I thought those two go so nicely, so I thought she could go right in here as she is the picture. But we need to trim off right about there. As long as I cut a straight line. There we go. I like that. Now, what we could do is we could just glue it from here to here and put this as a little tuck. Let's see if I got something here that's cut out that could be that little too big. But you know what I mean. Make it a little tuck. We would make a card for that. So I think that's what we're going to do. And I'm going to, that's more glue, that's probably going to be too. No, that hurts. It hurts. Okay. Let's get back to this. We'll have to, this is the same glue as that Eileen's. I added a little water to it because it was in this particular container, because of the hole, the size of it, it doesn't like to, it's too hard to push it through. Stuck glued to my nail. Okay, so I'm just going to make sure that that's nice and clear, and we are just going to, I'm going to hold around the edge that I don't want. And you could take and fancy this up, but because I want to use it as a pocket, I'm not going to, come on now, I'm not going to bulk it up with anything. Oh, I have glue issues today. Okay, come on now, let's cooperate. Okay. There we go. This one puts such a nice fine line. I like that. Especially when you're creating pockets, because you know how the glue spreads. There we go. There we go. Okay, and I'm going to put you right in here, like so. There we go. I think no, That's where I want it. I want it that way because we're going to leave that as a pocket. So then I thought, okay, now I need to make a cover for the back side. What should I use? Well, why not use your scraps? It's a scrappy book. Let's keep it a scrappy book. And it just so happens that I think this is a good place to start. And so I'm just going to line this up like this. I tell you, this was such a good idea to do. Pat myself on the shoulder. Very, very helpful. And it gets rid of a lot of your scraps. There we go. And I'll roll that tighter later. And this one here is just really very plain. So we're going to leave it as this. And we're just going to, I think we're going to use this side and keep that, trim some of this off of there. So let's just trim off this. Okay. And we need to trim off. Well, you know, I don't mind that. I don't mind seeing a little bit of the brown in behind it. And I'm just going to take a wee teeny weeny bit off of this. Because I'm okay with seeing a little bit of the brown. But there. I guess I could have done that better, but that's okay. I have, let's do this, because I kind of mucked it up. So let's do, this. Well, my goodness. I should take and clean these, soak them in water and warm water and get it completely done. Get it completely clean. I did that once, but apparently I have to do it more often. Do it like so. Then it allows us to this a little more there. I don't mind that. Do you mind that? I don't mind that. Okay, I'm going to put this glue away for now. And I'm not ready to sew these signatures in as of yet, but oh, I hate that when that glue dries up like that. Oop, there she comes. There she comes. So that didn't take very long for us to do a cover inside and out. You can run the, like I said, I did that other one, run it through the embosser if you have an embosser, but you don't have to do that either. And you could take and sew around it, like I said, to make like Frankenstein paper. That'd be very cool. That would be very cool, I think. But for now, we're just going to do this. Get this in place. There we go. when you put it through the embosser, the one thing it does do is it tames it down, but I didn't do anything with this one to, yeah, it's a little raised there, to flatten it down. There we go. All right, so we're probably going to put a pocket in here, which will, I had one with this kit here, and then I went and found things and did things, and there. Was this the one? I don't think so. Here it is. Here it is. This one. Look how pretty that is. And I'm not going to stack this too full, so I'm going to cut these little pieces off. Well, you can fold them over and not use them, glue them down. Or I guess I won't make it too big. Maybe I'll keep this one as is. Most of the time I cut these off. Did everybody have a good weekend? I had a nice relaxing one. That was awesome. I don't do that very often, because there's usually so much to do on the weekends, but I chose to just not do nothing on Sunday. I'm just going to cut this off like this because I don't like a peep. I don't like the point. So I'm just going to give that a snip. There we go. Oop, oop. Get out of there. Get out of there. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to try this little one again. Maybe we'll just give this a little flatten here. Okay. Come on. And then once you get this going, it won't stop. It just goes and goes. Okay, get around there. There we go. There we go. Okay, you should work now. There we go. Now we're cooking. Just going to put this right about here, I think. Yeah, that's right about there. It looks so happy. Doesn't that just look happy? So, I'm going to put this back in place here. I think we're done with glue. We're done with glue for now. Okay, so I'm just going to put this in here. Oh, look how pretty that is. So I am going to, at some point here, not in the near future here, I'm going to get this decorated up and bound. So then I have this one. And this is the one that we kind of played with the scraps and whatnot and made different things, and so I've decorated it up. I may put a pocket in here, and I may not. I have some envelopes. I may just put an envelope as a pocket in here. But I thought we could do a little bit of a flip through once we get the binding done. And this is my favorite page of all time. I love this page. And this is the one that we did with just using scraps. And it just blends in so nicely with this page, with this book, the style. And so we're going to bind it. 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to do a 5-hole bind. I have never done one before, but why haven't I? I don't know why I haven't. So we're just going to make sure that everything is where we want it to be and right side up. That was a big one. I found a couple pages in here that were not the way they were supposed to be. But everything seems to be right now. Okay. Whew. Keep everything where we need it to be. No moving around. There we go. And here. Oop. There we go. That what I used here. This was from an old box, and I love the box itself. I broke it up, and I've been using it here and there and everywhere. Okay, so now our pages. Oh, that really does hurt. I might be taking the rest of the afternoon off. Okay. Oh, I'll get my little kit out here. I'm not going to do this. We will do this, and we will use this, and we will take... It's been a long time since I have bound a book directly in. It's been a long time since I've done that. I don't want one that big. I want it... I'll put it that one. And when I say that big, I mean the heads. When they're so big like that, you make such a big hole. And I don't want that big of a hole. Okay. And then we'll do our 1, 2, and 3 and a little bit. And now to decide whether we want it, the string on the outside or the inside. I think this time I'm going to do it on the outside because we can put some beads on there, which I think would just... Will beads add to it? Beads? No, not really. I don't think so. Not on this one. On the other one, yeah. So let's put it on the inside. Let's put it on the inside. So we're going to do a 5. Okay, so I'm not measuring. I'm just by guess and by golly here. That's what I'm going to do. By guess and by golly. That should be about the middle, I think. Looks close. And then we want on the end... Oh, that is going to start. He's been very quiet. So, and then on the other end. And then we're going to go between this one and between this one. Is it perfect? No, it's not. I think I have to go and let him outside. So I shall return real shortly. Okay, I am back. puppies are happy now. So I'm going to put that away. So we have our 5 holes done. And I don't remember how to do this, so I'm going to wing it. I'm winging it. So you go in the center hole, is what I'm going to say. And you go in this one, through here. Oops, not around there. There we go. Then you come back through, this one. Well, boy, did he make a liar out of me, eh? He should be happy. There we go. There we go. Okay, so we can go in through here. Oops, don't pull that out. Okay, so we have, this is nice and snug. Now we go through here, I'm assuming. Oh, oops, what do we got? There we go. Okay, that's good. This is okay. Yeah, he's just going to go to town now, isn't he? Okay, let's make sure. Nice and tight. Okay, nice and tight. Everything's tight. Okay, so then we're going to go over here and through this hole. I'm going to close the door. Hold on. There. Now he'll be really happy because I've closed the door. Oh boy, boy, oh boy. Okay, so this one, and then we're going to pull this tight from here. There we go. Okay, and then we're going to go back through, but not through our previous thread. Is that the proper way to do it? I don't know. Does it work? Yes, it does. And then I'll watch a video on how to do it and go, oh, that's how it's supposed to be done. Okay, get rid of this, get rid of this. Okay, let's make sure everything is nice and snug. There we go. That one's a little snug. That one could be a little more snug, but we're just going to leave it at that. Okay, so one way, back way, and then the other way. There we go. And then maybe what we'll do, let's get this off of here. It doesn't matter what we're going, it doesn't matter because I have a different plan. It doesn't matter. Okay. It doesn't matter. We can cut these guys right off. Because what I did here is I have these photo albums. I have all these because it came in this and I want to make a little journal out of this. But I didn't want these in there, so I took those out so I could make a journal in there. But I didn't want to throw these out either. Oh, what can I do with those? So I made a little pocket. And I lined them with book pages. And then, because they're plastic, I thought, oh, well, glue's probably not going to stick to them very well. So then I sewed in this piece because I want it to be nice and solid, because we are going to take and we're going to glue it right over top of that. But before we do that, I want to find my little stamp. And we're going to mess this up a little bit, I think. Do we want it blue? Sure, that's what I got right here. Let's just do it. Make it look like it's something other than just a white piece of material, right? And that's where my hands got sore, was trying to do something with this material. There, that's good. Just gives it a little something other than that. And we're just going to take and, do we want to put some lace down here? Should we put something, something, something? Something, something? Just to give it a little, hide this. What? Well, that could be maybe another day. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know what I want to do with that. Okay, so I am going to put this glue, a nice bead in here. And then just a nice bead close to, because you don't want to do it too thick because we don't want it to go through the material. And I'd like the material to do a little flippy. So let's just take and spread that out and put that right in the center of our book. Right on those, right on the threads. So that will also, oh, I'm off base here. Yes, you are. There we go. There we go. Let's make sure we're where we want to be. And we will let that just kind of sit in the fold, like so. So, the using of the scraps, my scrap roll, this, if you've got scraps, that's a good thing to do. It gets rid of them, puts all in one place, and as you see, I made a cover and the inside of the cover. And I don't know yet, like I said, I don't know yet what I want to do with these, but I thought that's what we did, signatures and cover. So we did our cover, and this was just a box from gum, just a box. And I just cut it down to where I wanted it to be. I didn't even have to reinforce the spine at all because it's pretty solid. And I don't think, I'm going to try not to make her a chunky monkey, so she won't need a closure on her. And if it does, it might just be a wrap of some sort. And this one here is not going to need a signature or a closure either, if I have my way. Because we were going to flip through this, weren't we? I kind of like the way that it turned out. And the reason why I like to do the other style of binding is because it lays flat. And this will too as you work with it and play with it. So this here I just did I made an envelope out of one of the pieces of paper. This we made in, I think, our belly bands and something, I think I called it, I don't remember. But it goes nicely in this little pocket here, and kind of, she's looking, he's just really not happy now at all, is he? Yeah. Oh, he's so demanding sometimes. And, he's been quiet all morning. So I guess we have to give him that. What I may take and do, and this is a gorgeous page, what I may take and do is and look at this one, make some pages that we collage on them that you can actually use them as writing, but not cover up too much. You can write in here, but... And then this one here is really loose. I don't know why it's so loose. not a good paper clip, that's why. This one I think we did. I can't remember what this one was called. Banners, I think. Yes, banners. Lots of writing space. I found that I sell my journals, and I find that the ones that have lots of writing space, oh, there we go. Lots of writing space, they sell. If you make them too thick and bulky and whatnot, then they don't like to sell so much. And then this here we did was using scraps and a little envelope, and I put some of those little invoices, those French invoices, and I had printed them off really small. My favorite page. I love this page. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. And then that envelope just kind of comes here to create a little tuck. And then this is one of the things we did too. I forget, it's a little flippy floppy pocket thing. I forget what we called them. And then I just put a piece of paper in there, but I thought it just looked so pretty to have it all together like that. And then this one here, on this side here, I used some of the scraps and I decorated it, and I cut out all these flowers and I can't find them. So when I find them, I will do that with this page too. This isn't really pretty, pretty, but if we put something right here, it'll be pretty. And then this one has a little flip out, and I just took one of the pieces of paper and put it in there. And when I find those flowers, one will go there. I love this one too. Oh, so many gorgeous pages. And that's that. And I'll probably put a pocket in here too. So I gotta do 2 pockets and find those roses that I cut out, because they're so gorgeous. Anyways, that's it for today. That is the end of the spring collection Craft With Me Mondays. I'm going to carry on the Craft With Me Mondays because I like that. I like having the little things. This is what we're going to do. Pull it out of the cup and just kind of craft along with me. I like that. So Monday we'll be starting with a new one of Rose's kits, and it's going to be gorgeous, I'm certain. All right, so thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for listening to my dog yak at me and yell at me and all that kind of stuff. If you like what you see, maybe give me a thumbs up, a comment. I love to read the comments. And if you haven't subscribed, well, maybe have a look around. Maybe you like what I do and you might like to subscribe. That would be awesome. So thank you everyone for joining me. Bye-bye.